The night was silent, but something was watching. A shadow moved behind the trees, slow and careful. Footsteps echoed, yet no one was there. A door creaked open on its own. The wind whispered names that no one had spoken in years. Then, bang! A sudden noise made the lights flicker. The air grew colder, and a strange shape appeared at the window. Was it real, or just a trick of the mind? Someone or something was getting closer. Hold your breath, because what happens next will leave you frozen in fear. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. There lived a man named Thomas. He was not kind, and one cold night, he told his wife Rebecca and their little boy Noah to leave their warm home. They had nowhere to go, and the bitter wind made them shiver as they walked away. Rebecca held Noah close and tried to keep him warm. They found a small corner in the park where they could rest, but it was very cold and lonely. Just when hope seemed to fade, a mysterious stranger appeared. His name was Michael, and he had kind eyes and a gentle smile. Michael saw Rebecca and Noah shivering in the dark and offered them a warm coat and a smile. He did not say much, but his kind actions spoke louder than words. Michael led them to a small shelter that had a warm fire and a cup of hot cocoa waiting for them. Rebecca and Noah felt a little hope return in their hearts as they followed Michael. They wondered who he was and how he could be so kind to strangers. Michael only said, "I want to help. Everyone deserves a warm place to stay." His words made them feel safe, even though they were still confused about Thomas's harsh choices. As they stepped inside the shelter, the sounds of laughter and warm chatter filled the room. Michael introduced Rebecca and Noah to kind people who all shared smiles and stories. The night was still dark outside, but inside there was hope and warmth. Rebecca and Noah sat by the fire, and for the first time in a long while, they felt like they belonged somewhere. Just then, as they began to relax, a sudden knock came at the door. Michael went to answer it, and the sound made everyone in the room look up with surprise. Michael opened the door slowly. Standing outside in the cold was a man named Lucas, his face worried and his eyes darting around. Lucas said softly, "I came from across town with important news." Inside the shelter, everyone fell silent. Rebecca held Noah a little tighter as Michael invited Lucas in. Lucas explained that he had seen someone near Thomas's old house, someone moving quickly in the shadows. "I think Thomas might be looking for you," Lucas said in a trembling voice. Rebecca's heart pounded, and Noah's eyes widened in fear. Michael's gentle smile faded as he listened carefully. "What do you mean?" Michael asked, stepping closer to Lucas. The room grew even quieter, and everyone waited to hear more about the mysterious figure in the night. Lucas took a deep breath before continuing. "It looked like someone was running away, but I saw a familiar coat, a coat that looks like it could belong to Thomas." Michael looked at Rebecca and Noah, wondering what they should do next. The air felt thick with worry, yet the warmth of the shelter held them together as they prepared for whatever might come next. As the group gathered closer, a soft sound of footsteps outside made them look toward the door once again. The mystery deepened, and everyone felt that their story was far from over. Michael and Lucas exchanged worried looks as the soft footsteps grew louder. Everyone in the room held their breath. Michael walked slowly toward the door, his heart pounding. He reached out and carefully opened the door just a crack. Outside, a tall shadow stood under the streetlight. The figure wore a long coat, and the face was hidden by the hood. It was hard to tell if the person was a friend or a stranger. Rebecca stepped closer to Noah, feeling a mix of fear and hope. The mysterious figure spoke in a quiet voice. I know you are in danger. Michael's eyes widened as he realized this could be a warning or a call for help. Lucas whispered, could that be Thomas or someone else? No one was sure. The shadow stepped forward into the warm glow of the shelter's light. The figure slowly pulled back the hood to reveal a kind face with deep, worried eyes. My name is Carter, he said. I have been watching from afar. I know why Thomas did what he did, and I believe he has a secret that might explain everything. Everyone in the room listened carefully. Carter continued, I think there is more to this story than just anger and betrayal. I have clues that could lead us to the truth about Thomas and why he left you all out in the cold. Rebecca's heart filled with hope again. Though the mystery deepened, Michael invited Carter inside fully, and they all gathered around a small table near the warm fire. Carter spread out some papers and photos he had collected, pointing to small details that no one had noticed before. These clues may help us understand what really happened and what dangers still might be out there, he explained softly. Noah clutched Rebecca's hand as he looked at the pictures. The shelter felt like a safe place for now, but everyone knew that the night was not over. The questions grew. Who really was Thomas? What secret did he hide? And what danger was coming for them next? In the dim light of the shelter, with hearts beating fast and minds full of questions, the group prepared to follow Carter's clues into a mystery that had just begun to unfold. Carter pointed at a faded photograph on the table. Look here, he said quietly. This is a picture of Thomas, but he is not alone. There is someone behind him, someone we have not seen yet. Michael frowned. Who could that be? He asked, leaning closer to see the details on the paper. Rebecca clutched Noah's hand tightly, her eyes wide with worry. Lucas whispered, maybe this person is the reason Thomas acted so cruelly. Carter nodded slowly. I think this person had a strong hold over Thomas. If we follow these clues, we might find out why Thomas left you in such a bad place. His voice was gentle, yet full of determination. Noah, listening closely, asked in a small voice, will we find out what happened, Carter? Carter smiled kindly at him. Yes, Noah. We will find the truth, and we will make things right. The group sat silently for a moment as the fire crackled. Then Michael spoke. We need to go and search for more clues, but we must be very careful. Rebecca looked at Carter and asked, where should we start? Carter spread out another old map on the table. This map shows a small town near here. I believe Thomas may have gone there, or he may have hidden something important there. Lucas studied the map. I see a path that leads from here to that town, he said, tracing his finger along the road. It might be dangerous, but it might also bring us closer to the secret behind Thomas's actions. The room filled with a mix of hope and fear. The warmth of the shelter could not chase away the chill of the unknown. Rebecca took a deep breath and said, we must stick together. We will follow Carter's clues and find the truth. As the group prepared to leave the shelter and step back into the cold night, the mysterious map and the faded photograph promised more secrets hidden in the shadows. Their journey was just beginning, and many questions still waited to be answered. The group stepped out of the shelter, leaving behind the warm fire but carrying hope in their hearts. With the old map in hand, Michael led the way down the quiet street, while Carter pointed out landmarks along the path. We must be alert, Carter said softly, but also brave. Each step brings us closer to the secret behind Thomas's actions. Rebecca held Noah's hand tightly as they followed behind. Lucas walked beside Carter, studying the map and the stars above. The night was cool, and the soft sound of their footsteps filled the silence. Every so often, a gust of wind would make them shiver, yet their determination kept them going. As they reached the edge of town, the old road stretched out ahead. Carter stopped and pointed to a small wooden bridge in the distance. This bridge leads to the town on the map. I have a feeling that something important is hidden there, he explained. Michael nodded, and together they walked toward the bridge, wondering what clues awaited them on the other side. Along the way, the group shared quiet stories of hope and kindness, trying to calm their hearts. Noah looked up at Michael and asked, "Will we find the truth soon?" Michael smiled gently and replied, "We are on our way, Noah. We must keep believing and never give up." Their voices blended with the sound of the river flowing gently under the bridge. Just as they were about to cross the bridge, a sudden sound from behind startled them. The group turned quickly, eyes wide with surprise. Who or what could be following them in the dark? The mystery grew deeper as they waited to see if the sound would come closer or fade away. The soft sound grew louder behind them, and the group froze in place. A tall shadow moved slowly on the path, and every heart beat quickly with worry. Michael whispered, "Stay close, everyone." The footsteps paused near the wooden bridge, and then a low voice spoke. "I mean no harm." The voice was calm but filled with mystery. The group looked around, trying to see who was there, but the dark made it hard to tell. Carter stepped forward, his voice steady. "Who are you? And why are you following us?" The figure slowly stepped into the faint light from the bridge. It was a person with kind eyes and a gentle smile, but still with a hint of sadness in their face. "I am Jordan," the stranger said softly. "I have been watching over you all because I believe you are close to uncovering a big secret. I know things about Thomas that you must know." Rebecca clutched Noah's hand tighter, and Michael eyed Jordan carefully. Lucas asked, "What secret do you mean?" Jordan hesitated, glancing at the dark sky, then replied, "There is more to Thomas than anger. He once loved deeply, and something tragic changed him. I have clues that can help us understand his past and protect you from any danger ahead." The group listened carefully, their curiosity mixed with worry. The cool night air felt heavy with the promise of more mysteries. As they stood together near the bridge, the sound of the river below and the whispering wind around them, everyone wondered what new clues Jordan would reveal next, and how they would face the dangers that lay further along the hidden path. Jordan took a deep breath and said, "Follow me to a small cabin not far from here. I have hidden letters and photos that tell the story of Thomas's past." The group exchanged nervous glances but nodded in agreement. Michael led the way, while Rebecca and Noah stayed close together, and Lucas and Carter walked beside Jordan. They moved slowly through the dark woods until a dim light appeared ahead. The cabin was small and old, with a creaky door that seemed to whisper secrets from long ago. Inside, a dusty table held a stack of letters, faded photographs, and a small locked box. Jordan carefully opened one of the letters and began to read aloud in a soft voice. "As I write this, I remember the happy days before the pain took over Thomas," Jordan read. "There was love, promise, and hope until a terrible mistake changed everything." Each word made the group lean in, hanging on to every sentence. Rebecca's eyes filled with tears as she wondered how love could turn into sorrow. The old photo showed a smiling Thomas with a kind man and a gentle woman, friends who had helped him in hard times. Lucas pointed to a picture of a happy family and whispered, "Maybe Thomas did not choose to hurt you all out of malice, but out of a deep hurt of his own." Michael's face grew more thoughtful as he looked over the documents. Jordan continued, "I believe Thomas was trapped in a secret that has haunted him for years. The truth might be hidden in this locked box. I promise you, once we open it, we may understand why he did what he did and how to protect you from more danger." Just then, a soft sound echoed from outside the cabin. A gentle knock that was barely audible over the rustle of the wind. The group froze once again, and Michael slowly walked toward the door to see who was calling. As his hand reached for the doorknob, the mysterious box sat in the center of the table, inviting them to uncover its hidden secrets. The night grew quiet and tense, with questions swirling in everyone's mind. Who was at the door, and what would the letters and photos reveal about Thomas's hidden past? The mystery deepened, and the group stood on the brink of discoveries that could change everything. Michael slowly opened the door, and to everyone's surprise, a kind old woman named Margaret stood there. She explained that she had once been very close to Thomas. Margaret said, "Thomas made a big mistake because he was hurting inside. He thought he was protecting you, but he was only causing pain." Margaret joined the group in the cabin. Together, they opened the mysterious locked box. Inside, they found letters and a small diary that told the true story. The letters explained that Thomas had been tricked by a sneaky man who made him feel scared and alone. Thomas had left because he thought he was doing the right thing, but deep down he missed his family and was very sorry. Hearing the truth, Rebecca, Noah, Michael, Lucas, Carter, and Jordan felt a mix of sadness and relief. Rebecca whispered, "Maybe one day Thomas will come back to say sorry and to try to fix his mistakes." Everyone agreed that forgiveness was the best way to heal. With Margaret's help, the group decided to take care of each other and build a new life filled with hope. As the first rays of the morning sun broke through the dark night, they all stepped outside together, leaving behind the cold and the secrets of the past. They walked home, knowing that even when people make hurtful choices, love and kindness can mend broken hearts. In that gentle light of the new day, the family and their friends felt that a fresh start was waiting for them, a start where hope, forgiveness, and warmth would always be there. And so, with the mystery solved and their hearts open to a better tomorrow, their story came to a peaceful end.